Some cities are built with steel, some with concrete, and some are built first in a world that doesn't even exist. Before a single brick is laid, before the noise of machines, before roads carve through land, entire neighborhoods are already alive, filled with houses, streets, rivers, even people, but not in the real world. Inside a game, inside Minecraft, and behind this strange, almost surreal idea is an organization you wouldn't expect. The United Nations. This is the story of the project quietly changing how cities are imagined before they ever become real. It starts with a simple problem. Cities are growing faster than ever. Every year, millions of people move into urban areas, searching for opportunity, safety, a better life. But growth doesn't come evenly. Some neighborhoods are carefully planned, designed with parks, schools, transport, and safety in mind. Others are not. They emerge quickly, unplanned, overlooked, often in places where voices are rarely heard. And when decisions about these places are made, they're usually made far away, in offices, on blueprints, by people who will never live there. So the question becomes, what if the people who actually live in these communities could help design them? Not through surveys, not through complicated meetings, but through something far more intuitive, something they already understand, a game. At first glance, it sounds almost absurd. Minecraft, a game known for its pixelated blocks and endless creativity, doesn't exactly feel like a tool for urban planning. It's a place where people build castles, dig tunnels, recreate entire worlds for fun. But that's exactly why it works, because anyone can use it. You don't need to be an architect. You don't need to read technical drawings. You don't need years of education. You just need imagination and the ability to place one block next to another. And that's where the idea began. A program launched by the UN called Block by Block. Its mission was simple, but radical. Use Minecraft to redesign real-world public spaces with the people who actually live there. Picture this: a neighborhood somewhere in the world, maybe in Africa, Asia, South America, where public spaces are neglected, a park that feels unsafe, an empty lot filled with trash, a plaza no one wants to use. Instead of sending in experts with final plans, the project does something different. They gather local residents, teenagers, parents, elders, people who know every corner of that space. And then they hand them a laptop. On the screen is a digital version of their own neighborhood, recreated inside Minecraft, block by block. And then they ask a simple question. If you could change this place, what would you build? And suddenly, something shifts. People who have never spoken in planning meetings begin designing. They add lights where it feels unsafe. They create paths where people actually walk. They build benches, playgrounds, markets. They imagine not what looks good on paper, but what feels right in real life. And for the first time, they can see it, not as an abstract idea, but as a place they can walk through, even if it's just in a game. There's something powerful about seeing your ideas take shape instantly. In traditional planning, feedback can feel distant, slow, disconnected. But here, it's immediate. Move a block, add a tree, change a road. The city evolves in real time. And more importantly, it becomes a conversation, not between experts and communities, but within the community itself. People begin to debate, to collaborate, to imagine together. And what emerges isn't just a design, it's ownership. In one city, a group of young people redesigned a dangerous public square. They added lighting, opened sightlines, and spaces for gathering. In another, A neglected waterfront was transformed into a vibrant community hub, complete with walkways, seating, and areas for small businesses. These weren't random ideas. They were deeply informed by lived experience, because the people building them were the people who would use them. And when these digital designs were later brought into the real world, something remarkable happened. They worked. Not perfectly, not without challenges, but better, because they weren't imposed from above. They were built from within. There's a quiet irony in all of this. For decades, city planning has relied on increasingly complex tools, software, simulations, models. But here, the breakthrough came from something simple: blocks. A game originally designed for creativity became a bridge between imagination and reality, between people and power, between what is and what could be. But this story isn't just about technology. It's about something deeper. It's about who gets to shape the world around them. Because for many communities, that opportunity has never truly existed. Decisions are made quickly. Projects move forward. And people adapt, whether they like it or not. But inside Minecraft, that dynamic changes. Suddenly, a teenager who has never been heard can redesign an entire park. A mother can create a safer route for her children. An elder can preserve the spaces that matter most. And all of it starts with a single block. Of course, not everything is perfect. Turning digital ideas into real-world construction still takes time, funding, and political will. Not every design is implemented exactly as imagined, and not every voice is equally represented. But something important has already happened. Before any construction begins, people are included, and that alone changes everything. Because cities aren't just structures, they're stories, they're memories, routines, relationships. They're the invisible patterns of how people live, move, and connect. And when those patterns are ignored, cities can feel cold, unwelcoming, broken. But when they're understood, even a simple space can come alive. There's a moment that happens in many of these workshops. It's quiet, almost easy to miss. Someone looks at the screen, at the world they've just built, and they realize something. This could actually exist. Not someday, not in theory, but in real life. And in that moment, the distance between imagination and reality disappears. We often think of the future as something distant, something shaped by advanced technology, by experts, by forces beyond our control. But sometimes, the future looks like this: a group of people sitting together, building a better version of their world, one block at a time, inside a game, before it ever becomes real. Because maybe the most important cities aren't the ones we build with machines, but the ones we build together, even if they start in Minecraft.